Hello, everyone. How are you on today? I hope that you are really feeling blessed. And I hope that this message that I'm going to bring to you, that it will inspire you and encourage and motivate you. My message today is titled, Tear Off the Roof. Yes, tear off the roof. Coming from Mark, the second chapter, verse 4, then verse 2 through 12. After being gone for several days, Jesus came back to Capernaum, and he was in a house. And the people found out that Jesus was there in the house, so they came. And there was a big crowd there. So many people that it filled the room, and also there were people outside of the house. Why? Because Jesus had come back to the city. And also, there was a sick man in the city that had palsy. He lived in the city. The Bible didn't specify what kind of palsy that he had. It's just identified him as a man having palsy. I'm assuming that maybe it might have been cerebral palsy, which is a group of disorder affecting movements and muscle tones caused by brain damage that occurs before, during, or shortly after birth. It affects the motor development and is permanent. That's what the definition of cerebral palsy means, according to the dictionary. Well, this sick man had 4 friends who was bringing him to Jesus to be healed. But when they arrived at the house, the crowd was packed in the house. So much that there was no room. They was outside of the house. There was no room because Jesus was in the house. And what these 4 friends decided that they really, really needed to get their friend to Jesus. Therefore, they tore off the roof of the house to let their friend, who was lying on his bed, to let him down in front of Jesus and in the midst of the crowd. Now, these 4 friends, they didn't care about what the people said. They were persistent, they were committed, they were dedicated, and they were confident, believing that if they could just get their friend to Jesus, if they can just get him to Jesus, they knew that everything would be all right. I want to ask you today, do you have a if I can get to Jesus mentality? Now, that's what a lot of us need to get. If I can just get to Jesus, I know and I believe that everything will be all right. Can I get an amen on that? If I can just get to him, everything is going to be all right. Everything will be all right. Will you imagine with me, just for a moment, just imagine with me, this man, his 4 friends. His 4 friends, they said, okay, we can't get through the door, so let's try the roof. Well, do you mind us interrupting? That's what they would say. Do you mind us interrupting the owner's house? Do you mean putting a hole through the roof? Whatever it takes, yes, disrupt the house. Whatever it takes to get to Jesus, do it. Whenever the opportunity presents itself, do it. This man called Jesus, he had left the city and then he had came back. So these 4 men decided, okay, let's tear the roof off. Let's tear it off because we don't want this opportunity to pass us by, because we want our friend to be healed. The roof was their only other alternative. They got into action immediately. They began to move the layers, the pieces off the roof, until they saw an opening big enough to let their friends down, right there in the midst of Jesus. And I'm going to tell you today that if you must remove your layers off in your life, do it. If you got problems and you got to remove the layers, just start peeling it off. Do it. Now you may ask, well, how should you do it? How should you do it? How do you get what you want? Well, these 4 friends, these 4 men, they agreed to the process. So you must get with someone in agreement with your spirit in order to move forward. If you feel like you are stuck, or if you incapacitated and don't know what to do it, or you can't do it by yourself, then ask for help. Ask for help from dependable friends. Now, this man that was lame, he had dependable friends. He had friends that cared about him. They could have left him, but they didn't. They could have said, oh, we can't get in. So they said, we ain't going to worry about getting you to Jesus. But they knew that the answer and the healing was in Jesus. So their other alternative is to tear off the roof. Tear off the roof. If you got to tear off the roof in your life, do it. Do it. Let me tell you, in tearing off the roof, you going to meet obstacles. Everyone going to meet obstacles in their life one time or another. So these men, their obstacle was when they got to the house, the crowd was there. They were stopped at the door. The other obstacle is they couldn't get Jesus' undivided attention because they couldn't even reach him. And another obstacle was the crowd was everywhere. So the only alternative was the roof, to go to get directly in front of Jesus, in front of his face. Now, when these men, when they let down their sick friend that had the palsy, that was laying on his bed, when they let him down, Jesus did not get upset with the men. Neither was he upset with their friends for what they had done. He didn't get upset. You know, what he did, he saw their faith. He saw the faith that they had for their sick friend. Let me tell you today, and one thing, that Jesus never get upset with us when we seek him. When we seek his presence, he never get upset with us. In Isaiah 55:6 in the King James Version, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. So he want us to seek him. He want us to seek him. So that's what these men were doing. They were seeking, trying to get to him. Jesus says, seek the Lord. The word of God said, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. That's King James Version, Isaiah 55:6. These men, they took the limit off of their problem by going beyond the norm. If you want to get anything done, sometimes it takes going beyond the norm. Take the limits off of your possibilities and just go ahead on and move forward. If nobody else don't want to go, you go ahead and you move forward. If nobody else want to help you, find somebody that will. And that's what these men did. They helped their friend. Find somebody. Make your own path. Pave your own way. It doesn't matter what other people think about you or what they say about you. Pave your own path. That's what these men did. They paved their own path to Jesus by going through the roof. And by doing so, Jesus saw their faith. He saw their faith. And if you need help, just ask Jesus. Say, Jesus, Lord, help me. You can get to Jesus. You can get to him because he has unlimited possibilities. He has unlimited healing. He can heal the spirit, he can heal the body, and he can heal the soul. He can heal it all. Say with me, tear off the roof. Make some noise. Get a fresh start. Get Jesus' attention. And when you do that, he will clean you up. He will replace every rotten or water damaged board in your life. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. He'll clean you up from the inside out. From the inside out. When Jesus saw their faith, he told a man, he said, your faith has made you whole. He touched a man. Of course, though, he had opposition when Jesus told him his sins be forgiven. The critics was there, and it's like, how did this man forgive sin? So Jesus knew one thing about Jesus. He knows everything. He know your ins and outs, the up and your downs. He knew all about it. So he knew what they was talking about. So he told the man, take up your bed and walk. Your faith has made you whole. Now in Mark, the 10th chapter, verses 46 through 52, talking about blind Bartimaeus. Blind Bartimaeus tore off the roof. He tore off the roof. When he's heard all the noise and commotion, and he found out that Jesus was passing by, he was a beggar sitting by the wayside, he began to holler to Jesus. And when Jesus passed by with his disciples and with the crowd, blind Bartimaeus, he began to holler. He began to say, he came so persistent. He said, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. Thou son of David, have mercy on me. Well, the people told him, shut up, stop all that hollering. But when they told him that, he hollered out the more, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. He hollered so much till he got Jesus' attention. He got Jesus' attention, and Jesus asked him, what did he want? He said, that I may see and be healed of my sight. And let me tell you, when you get Jesus' attention, everything will be all right. Even if you got to tear the roof off, and get to Jesus. Whatever it takes to get to him, do it. Get a fresh start. Get his attention. And when you get his attention, he's going to look at you and give you your blessing. Keep the faith to believe and be ready to accept what God has for you. Reach out and get it. Get up and move. You'll have to get up and move. If you want anything from the Lord, you're going to have to move. You're going to have to get up and start moving. Tear the roof off. Don't just sit there and not get your blessing. Don't just sit there and just be contented and say, well, it's just the way it is. No, it's not the way it is. It's not the way it is. If that lame man wouldn't have been talking to his friends and telling his friends what he want done and talking about if I can just get to him, that he would have still been on his bed. But they were convinced. They were so convinced that if they could get to Jesus for their friend, everything would be all right. If you can get to Jesus, everything will be all right. Tear the roof off. Tear it off. Get to where you want to go. Get to where you want to be. Jesus sees and he knows right where you are. And let me tell you something. He's concerned about your problems. He's concerned about your conditions. He is concerned about everything about you. Everything about you. He knows all about you. Do you believe that? Do you believe it? Do you believe it on today? And let me tell you something. The Lord loves you. Jesus loves you. He loves you with an everlasting love. And don't you ever forget that. That you're never too far where he can't reach you. You're never too far. If you got to tear down the roof to get to Jesus, whatever it takes, do that. Do that, and he'll see your faith. He'll see your faith. He'll see you through. If you need healing, he's that. Whatever problem, he can solve them. You have a blessed day on today, and you go in peace and be blessed.